Hello. So another black out talking video. And so I just wanted to talk to you. Sorry, I'm trying to see. I had to write it down. So I had a channel, and it was funny. My mom came up to me and she said, someone wrote in the comments, because my mom loves to read all the comments, and she came up to me with this notebook, and on it she had in big black letters ASMR, and she said, someone said that you had a channel like that and you don't have it anymore, and it really helped them. And I kind of laughed because a lot of people think that ASMR is something that's like sexual, but it's totally not. Sorry, I'm in a Walmart parking lot and I hear a horn beeping, so that's not very relaxing. But what I will tell you is that ASMR means autonomous sensory meridian response. I had to get up to Google that to know what that meant. And so what it really is that like when somebody like whispers or talks softly, or they're tapping or doing like certain things that just help you take yourself out of your head. So at night, for me, it really helped me to just listen to something like that at night, because, I deal with a lot of anxiety, or I have in the past, and it helped me to just listen to that and not like ruminate in my head about something. So I would just listen to it, and it would help me fall asleep. And so that's what that is. So it's funny because somebody had written a comment that she knew I had a channel like that, and I actually deleted the channel. And I know a lot of you don't like these black screen just talks. So if that's you, please just click out of this, and the next one will be a regular video. But I did delete my other channel, the ASMR one, because I was talking and sharing things. And I don't know if you remember, but when I was in Destin, I met a girl that I thought was a friend, and she ended up being like, and she's probably listening to this, but I don't even care anymore. And she was harassing me. I was almost going to get a restraining order against her. And I had talked about her on my ASMR channel, and she found that when I thought I was safe there, and then she threatened me there. So, but you know what? I don't feel threatened anymore. She can't hurt me, whatever. I stood up for myself, and yeah. So this is where I talk about things that are like on my mind, and just being in the van, and just sharing my thoughts. And I don't share everything. I know I'm on social media and I share with you in videos, but you don't like truly know. We all have things that we deal with, behind the scenes, things that you wouldn't put on social media. And I can't even tell you what I've been dealing with behind the scenes. But what I want to talk about today is about making other people take responsibility for themselves. And I can tell you, as an empath, that I try to help so many people that I end up taking away from my own life. And there's only so much you can give. You know what they say, out of your cup? There's only so much you can give other people when you have nothing left for you. So you can't even help other people anymore because you have nothing left to give. And that's how I felt recently. I've been so disappointed in people recently. And that's hard for me to talk about because I always give everybody the benefit of the doubt. And I always am like, you know what? I'm here to help you. I'm here to lift you up. I'm here to just be there for you. And you would think that you could expect that in return. But sometimes when you're a giver, that people just take. You know, there's takers and there's givers. And I don't mean to pat myself on the back for this. That is not what I'm saying, because I will tell you, it's not really a good thing to be a giver. But what I am going to tell you, that what I am learning and what I've started to learn from this whole thing since I left November 7th of 2021 is that I'm truly finding myself, and I'm finding my voice, and I'm finding my strength, and that is the reason why I left. And it's so weird for me to think that I've already done it and I'm back home. I look back now and it's hard to even kind of remember going through everything that I did and all those challenges, because now I'm dealing with all the challenges here. So, you know, you just deal with what's in the present moment, that it's hard to remember what you've been through. But I can tell you that I am so grateful that I did decide to do all that and get in the van and leave, because I found strength from that. I found, after being an empath, that I only have so much to give, and I found my boundaries. That's it. I found my boundaries. And it's come to a point where I truly, you know, when I was traveling and people would like say mean comments, whatever. And I think it was because I was alone. You know, it was new to me. I kind of felt not lost, but I was just trying to find my way through all of it. And then, you know, if somebody would say something, you know, mean, whatever you'd want to call it to me, that it would really get to me, because I was out there by myself just trying to figure out my own life. And then I'm like, oh, and then they don't like me and I'm failing, you know, all this stuff. And now that I'm home, through that journey, what I've realized is that it helped me find my voice even at home. And especially like being a caretaker. When you're a caretaker, and I think we sometimes feel like taking care of other people. I was reading something about Bruce Willis's wife and what she said, and it so resonated with me, because I don't know if you read that Bruce Willis now has like, I don't know what it's called, aphasia, I think it's called. Excuse me. Sorry, I'm in a parking lot, so if you hear cars. But I think, don't quote me on this, but I think it's something like the beginning of dementia. And she's younger than him, and they have 2 young daughters. And she said that I've given so much, and I didn't leave anything for myself, and it doesn't make me a hero. And I think sometimes when we think if we give and give and give, that it makes us not better, but, it makes us like, oh, we're giving so much, and, that's what you're supposed to do. But if you have nothing left for yourself, then that does not make you a hero. It gives you nothing left to give anymore. Not for yourself and not for others. And that really resonated with me, because now for myself, even though I can't even tell you what I'm dealing with, and I have not shared, and I won't share, but believe me, it's overwhelming, and it's actually disappointing what I've dealt with other people, but it's made me so much stronger to know I have to protect myself, and that I have to set boundaries for myself, and that I have to put the responsibility back on other people, that they have to take care of themselves, and they have to learn to take care of themselves. And I am not responsible for that, because I have my own responsibilities to myself to take care of me and to live the life that I want to live. And when I started this out, it was about leaving because I was taking care of so much that you realize, like she said, that it doesn't make you a hero. And what I realized too is that I'm 56. I have a life I want to live before, I told you my sister passed away from cancer, 42, so young. Her husband died 10 years later at 53 from a brain tumor. My dad passed away at 79 from congenital heart failure. My sister passed away from cervical cancer. My brother passed away from colon cancer at 63. And everything and then my sister had strokes, and she's in an assisted living home. And she's 68 now, but she was 62 when that happened. And I can't give up my life and what I want to do and accomplish to give my life up to take care of other people. My sister lives in an assisted living home. They take very good care of her. She's figured a lot of things out. And, my mom now is getting stronger. And she has to figure things out too. And she is. And so she can take care of herself and learn how to adjust now to her new situation and living in a new place and stuff like that. And I know I can't give up my life and my hopes and my dreams and the things that I want to accomplish for somebody else's life. I mean, you have to help people, but you can't be responsible for them. And that's how I felt. And that's on me, is that I felt responsible for other people. And, I grew up Catholic, and I've talked about this before. And there's nothing wrong with being Catholic. There's nothing wrong with being Catholic. I'm no longer Catholic. But when you grow up like that, you're felt like you need to give up. You need to sacrifice everything for others. I just do not believe that is true. I just do not believe it is true. How can you fulfill your life if you give it up for others? And I do a lot for others, but it's above and beyond outside of taking care of myself. And that's why I'm saying that I finally am learning to set boundaries, that you need to be responsible for yourself. We all need to be responsible for ourselves. And you giving up your life to take care of someone else is not being a hero. And there are so many things in place. I called the state, and, there's a lot of places that will help people out, help you take care of people. And you know what? If you can't, if they need so much help, then maybe they belong in a place where other people can help them. And that's their job. They get paid to help. Where you don't give up the rest of your life to take care of someone else. And if that sounds rash or bad, I'm sorry. And that's what you believe, but I've come to the point where I don't want to come to the end of my life. Like, I just got to this place, and I've taken care of my daughter as a single mom since she was 1. And then, had to take care of family members and kept giving and giving and giving. And to the point where I couldn't give anymore. I couldn't even give to myself. And then finally coming back after being in the van, I've been working out every day. I make it a point that is the one thing that I do for myself, is I give myself that. And in that has made me stronger to know that I am responsible for myself, and people are responsible for themselves. And a lot of people can do more. They just have to learn to do it. And a lot of it comes from fear, not knowing. And that's what I've learned from the van. Even today I posted about, changing the oil filter. I don't know anything mechanical about the van, but I'm learning about it. And I'm learning about the new editing software. And listen, I put that off for a long time because it's not like it scared me, but it was just so much easier to use the phone and to just do it on my phone and upload it on my phone. But I've wanted to learn so much more about editing. And so it wasn't fear, it was the effort. That I just didn't want to put in that extra effort because I already have so much going on, but it's what I knew would make me happy and what would make me grow. And now I'm doing that. And I think that's it. Sometimes we get stuck in a pattern of like, this is easy. This is, easier to do than to, learn something else or, do something for myself. Somebody's already taken care of it. And I think that's what I'm learning, that I know people can do things for themselves, just like me, because that's what I'm learning for myself. And you just have to do it, and you have no one else responsible for that or who should take that on for you. And the only way you growing is painful. It can be. But that's the whole point of the growing. And then when you reach that, you feel so much more confident. And then you can grow even more, because sometimes we get in this stalemate and this thing where we feel like we're stuck. I was just talking to somebody yesterday, and I said, I feel like, what's it all about, Alfie? Like, what's my life about? I feel like I'm spinning my wheels, like I'm working so hard every day. And even though you don't see that, and, I don't think people know, like, what I have to do to take care of myself and other people, and then doing the videos and doing all that. And I'm working so hard, but I feel like I'm not getting anywhere. But I know somehow it's moving me forward, and that there will be a payoff. And there's this growing pains period of it. But the crux of it is that I need to grow myself and I need to take care of myself. I can't help other people if I don't have anything to give or if I'm not giving to myself. And I know other people can learn things for themselves also. Me taking care of other people so they don't have to isn't making anything better for any of us. And so I just want you to know that that's like what I'm learning. And I'm learning that there's so much to share with you that I'm growing. So I started, I know people will probably laugh, but I started an OnlyFans. It has nothing to do with sex or anything like that. Again, it's like ASMR, that we attach these stigmas to people, to things, to whatever. Like you give them some kind of name or whatever you think about it. Like, oh, that's bad. Mine, it's called Makeup and Transformations. And that's what it's about. And I was thinking I've been, if you know Polina Porskova, she was a model back in the 80s, like a huge model. She was married to Rick Oksak. He was the singer of the Cars. And they were married for years and years and years and years. And she gave up her modeling career to like have the kids and stuff like that. And he had all the money. And then he died. And he left her out of his will. And so she gave up the rest of her life to take care of him. Again, going back to, taking care of other people. And then at the end, she wasn't even taken care of. So she gave up the rest of her life to take care of him and the kids. And then he leaves her with nothing. And she's been posting, finding her sexuality. And here's the thing. It's funny, like when she was young and beautiful, people sexualized her and took advantage of her then, and she didn't even know what that really meant. Like, that was her job. That's what she got paid for. And they were doing it to her. And now she's taken control of it herself. And it's not to please anybody else. It's to take that back for you. That belongs to you. That's yours. It was never anybody's else to give. And I was just reading something else from Demi Moore that she said, we're taught to want to be desired, but we are never taught to learn what we desire. And so, we're out there trying to look good for other people. And I can tell you, you see me, I don't see me about makeup or whatever. But what's funny is growing up, going to a Catholic school, you aren't supposed to, we couldn't even have sex education because they thought we would have sex if we talked about sex. I mean, how backwards is that? And so what's funny is, and then I was sexually harassed by lawyers who were in power. They were partners. All of them were partners. And I'm the one that had to quit my job because they're the ones that made all the money. And so it took that away from me. So now I'm taking my image and my self and my desires and how I feel about myself is for me. It's not to please a man. Listen, I have been single for over 6 years, not even dating. No desire to date right now. I have been taking care of so many people throughout my whole life that I never even knew. When you get dressed to go out, and you would kind of dress to maybe find a partner or something. And now I dress how I want to. And you know what? I want to feel, I don't want to say sexual because that's not the word. Now that I've been working out, I feel better about myself, my body. I feel stronger. I feel like all of it now is for me. I am not here to please you. I'm not here to please anyone else. It's not what my channel is about. You get to, I'm sharing very, like, my life, my vulnerable things. And I truly, the bottom line is I realize now, whatever you believe about anything, and whether it's about politics or, whatever, gay people, whatever, and then on top of it, about me, doesn't have to do with me. It's none of my business. You get to believe whatever you want to believe. And that's your right. And that's how I feel finally about myself, is I have taken ownership of my whole being. My whole being. How I come off, my sexuality, my presence, my everything. Like, I'm not here to offend you. I'm not here to please you. I am here to fulfill my dreams and desires for myself. And if I can help you along the way, that's what I will do. But I can't be responsible for you. I just have to be responsible for me. It has been the most transformative, even though it's probably one of the hardest things, toughest lessons that I found, what I've realized that this lesson is the lesson for my lifetime, is that I'm not here for anyone but myself. And I know that may sound selfish, but it's the reason why we're here. You're not here to take care of you're here to help other people. Don't get me wrong. You're here to help others. But you're not here to give up yourself. You're not here to please anybody else. And you are not here to change anybody else's mind about what they believe, what they think, anything like that. They are totally separate from you. That you have to fulfill your own dreams and desires and truly learn that from inside yourself. Finally, after all these years, and like I said, growing up Catholic, I've always been taught to give everything up for everybody else, that, God died for our sins and we're supposed to, and when you get married, you're only supposed to have sex with your husband, and you're supposed to do whatever he says, and he's the man of the house, and you're supposed to, and all these different things that religions tell you to do. And again, religion is not bad. I am not saying that. Whatever you believe is right for you, is right for you. And just know that you don't have to try and talk anybody else into what's right for them. That you have to learn that for yourself. And I finally have taken ownership for everything. No one can sexualize me anymore, because that's mine. You can't take that. I'm strong enough for that to be my own. I find nothing wrong with, I went to the clothes optional. That's one of the things I learned throughout this, that once I was with naked people, it was no big deal. It was no big deal. They're still just people. And we all have bodies. And we just wear clothes to cover them up. And I think it's like a metaphor for our true identities. We just keep trying to cover things up. And we never learn who we truly are. And I would never, ever, ever give up this whole journey of selling everything. It was scary at first, and I tell you, it has been beyond measure the best thing I've ever done, because I found myself. I found myself. I don't judge anybody else, and I don't care if you judge me, because I know I can own everything that's in me. I own it. I won't let anybody else own it anymore. It's mine. So I could only give it away if I decide to. I own everything about me. Everything. So, okay. Well, if you don't like these, please don't listen to them, because they're going to pop up every once in a while, because I don't know where else to put them anymore, because I deleted my other channel like this. So if you like these, listen to them. You'll know it's a black screen. I'll put black screen on them. And if you don't like them, please don't listen to them. But if you do, then that's great, because I love sharing this. It's just me sitting in the van and just sharing my, not scripted, nothing scripted. My mom, talks with her, nothing scripted. I just am sharing my thoughts and being vulnerable. So anyway, and being vulnerable, which is, I'm not vulnerable anymore because I own that. That's my vulnerability to give away. So I'm giving it freely. And that's what I've learned. If I give something, it's because I want to, not because you see it that way or you're taking it from me. It's because I want to give it. So I hope you can learn that lesson too. Okay. Well, go out and make an adventure, no matter how big or how small. And go call someone you love. And as Joy says, tell them that you love them. And don't you ever forget your magic. And don't give yourself away to other people, because it's your choice. Okay. See you in the next one. Bye.